Okay, I have something to confess first. I joined another book club.
Stop it, whore.
I know, I figured you guys would be upset. So I joined
But they're
Change.
not as good as us,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I joined Changing Hands bookstore, and by joined, I just went to one of their book clubs. So this bookstore that Liz and I really like in Phoenix, yes,
But you
they
gotta tell everyone why we love it. Andrea went.
did.
Andrea, the
Oh
bookstore
yeah,
we went to in Phoenix.
that place was so cool.
Yeah, okay. So they have obviously books there and it's so cute, but they also have uh
You introduced the bookstore as, well, they obviously have books there.
well, I had to specify. And they also have what's called First Draft, which is a little like coffee and beer and wine shop and food in the middle. So you can get like a nice little drink and you can walk around and you can read books. And they have on the bookshelves these little like recommendations. So like staff picks or what it's like people thought. Great place, 10 out of 10 recommend if you're in Phoenix. But they also have a book club, which is free. And so they basically assign a book, you have a month to read it, and then at the end, the last Wednesday of the month, you can go and there's like a narrator, a moderator, and she like leads a discussion on the book. And so my friend has been going for like 6 months and invited me to go. And so I finally went last month, and this was the book that we read for that book club, State of Paradise. I had never heard of it before, and it is a funky book. Okay, it's by Lauren Vandenberg. I don't even know what you would call this genre, like speculative fiction. I'm gonna go with that. So it's like set in modern day, and but there are elements of fantasy to it, to where like it might be true. You could kind of see it happening, but it's definitely not all rooted in the world we're in. So the main girl in here, it lives in Florida. So you should just imagine the type of environment that this is. It's basically like if you read any of the articles on like the Florida Man, they are probably featured in this book. It's filled with crazies. And so I read this obviously by myself first, and I didn't like talk with any of them about it. And I just thought my initial impression was that it was really weird, but it was written very, very well. So it's formatted kind of like a diary. This person's just like writing down their thoughts and things jump all over the place. But then it was really cool because I went to the discussion and these people, they are so much smarter than me. They had so many insightful takeaways from the book and like drawing parallels and interpretations that I just didn't pick up on the first time around. And so I would recommend reading this. It is like basically post-COVID is like the time it's set in. And so it's pretty recent. And if you are an insightful person who likes kind of like a puzzle, a challenge, trying to figure out what the author means, this is a fantastic book. I don't know, I won't really spoil. Would you guys read this?
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like you should, and if you do, we should come back and do a like a recap on it because there is a lot that happens in just 207 pages.
I feel like you got me with the it's weird but well written. I'm like, that sounds like fun.
Super well written. I will read you my favorite line.
Oh, I
Uh,
like that.
I feel like it was a really good book club book because it was not surface level um, at all, and there was so much depth to it, but craziness. So here's one. So in part of the book, she's institutionalized. And so she said, all I can say about this period of time is that I felt like I had a head full of bees and I wanted to kill the hive. And so not all of it is dark like that and suicidal, but I just thought it was really well written throughout the whole book. And it's kind of in a sense a memoir too, spoiler, but the author did spend time in an asylum. And so a lot of this is like taken from what they said at the discussion is like basically her like journal that she kept And then she took that and turned it into a story. So a lot of this is based on true things, even though it's like enhanced.
That sounds so interesting. It's like an interesting format too, like the diary. I'll read it.
Yes, you should. And it's called State of Paradise, Lauren Vandenberg. Read it and we'll do a recap and we'll see what you guys think. See if you figure out more than I did. I definitely was just like ended it. I'm like, that was a cool book, but that was weird.
We should have Courtney
We don't
read it. She
read.
always figures everything out.
Does.
Yeah. We haven't read any like really current time books lately, like or very often at all, to be honest.
We read a lot of his like if it's like set in the time period that we know, I feel like it's typically like World War II or before.
Yeah, we do a lot of that, like historic fiction and fantasy.
I was
Mhm.
thinking about choosing the women for my next pick. See
The
if we can
what?
get these boys in our book club to cry a little. The Women by Kristen Hanna. It's her new book.
She she makes everyone cry. There's like no way you can read a book and not cry.
Right.
We did. I only read The Nightingale. That was hers, right? The
Yeah.
Nightingale?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Also For Women.
Firefly Lane,
Oh,
Four Winds.
heart-wrenching.
Yeah, that
How do you
one's
do that
so
to
bad.
yourself?
Sometimes you just have to, it's written so well. The Women is about Vietnam War, which I think will be kind of cool.
Oh.
We haven't read anything in that time period. I don't think.
So Mal, what'd you rate this book overall?
Before book club discussion, B. After book club discussion, A minus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to read it now. Adding it to my list.
Yeah. It was nice to read something that was like not like this. You know what I mean? That was more, that was, even though it was 200 pages and you could fly through it, it definitely made you stop and think and draw your own conclusions. So, me gusta. Read it. Let me know what you think.